Hey everybody, I'm John. This is the Midnight Paint and Body YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to reveal to you the next big project in the shop. That's right guys, getting close to the end of the 70 Charger project. Now, if you follow my channel, my videos, you'll know that I typically will always have one of these big jobs on the go, but I also bring in weekly repair work, rust repair, dent repair, whatever needs to be done to keep the bills paid. I work on these big jobs in between the weekly work, so they tend to take a while to get done. But this one is getting super close to me being done with it. This customer has been waiting for me to get started on this one. So what we have here is 52, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm about 52, 3, 4, I think it's 52. Chevrolet sedan delivery. So these are a sedan delivery because they're basically a car chassis with the delivery van body. So they're not like a delivery truck, which would be on a truck chassis. So these are more of a light duty kind of deal. Make great hot rods. So like a lot of the stuff that I work on, this particular car has a pretty cool story. The fellow that owns it has owned it, well, since I think he said he drove it in high school. Then it has sat on his farm for about 45 years. And now he's getting close to retiring and decided it is time to build his dream car. So I'm going to assist in that. So this is going to have a lot of cool stuff happen. So, of course, I'll be completely redoing the body and the paint. He's got fancy TCI complete front suspension for this thing. And it's also going to be getting a narrowed rear differential and wheel tubs. So he said he's always wanted a car with big fat tires like the Pro Street look. So that's what we're going to be doing. And I think that's really cool. So just a mild hot rod. I mean, it's not going to be a race car, but it's going to have the look for sure. So I just figured I would show you guys before I do anything over the next little bit. I'm hoping to get tearing into this thing. So it's mostly torn down. Customer himself has torn most of it down, and I believe the body's even unbolted from the frame already. But I'm just going to do a little more tearing down on it, get the rest of the body panels off, and hopefully start stripping the paint, the body. And I do have a bunch of panels coming for this. They're already ordered, hoping to be here soon. So wanted you guys to see it before we get started, in case you're interested in following along. So, and it was dark in here, but as you can see, as far as, you know, a car from the early 50s, this thing is pretty darn good. It is pretty darn solid. Probably end up having to put maybe just front floor pans in. I'll see what all I find when I get to the back. I mean, I still need to clean it out. I mean, really haven't done anything with this yet, other than bring it into the shop. So, as I make a little process, I'll bring you guys along, and you can be there as we rebuild this old girl. Hey guys, well, it's the next day. I've done a bunch of tear down on the sedan delivery, so I thought I would just give you guys a quick tour to show you what we found. Now, all the parts are pretty good. So, we obviously have some rot in the bottom of the doors. Nothing that can't be rebuilt. There's the original color of the car, this kind of minty green. I think it'd be cool to paint it the original color myself, but that's just me. That said, don't know what he has planned for color, but you never know. So, the car, so the parts are all, like I say, parts are decent-ish. Back door is actually pretty darn good. Fenders aren't bad. And the hood's good. It's got one big ding in the front, but again, not a big deal. So getting into the car, we got the windshield out, so our windshield frame trough area. And it's definitely going to have some pitting, but it appears that everything will be solid once it's sandblasted. Might be a few pinholes, but I don't see anything that looks like it's a huge concern. Now, I do have a bunch of sheet metal coming for this already. I've got rockers, lower quarter panels, and lower fenders. I was just kind of getting the ball rolling, ordering the initial stuff. As we get into it, we're definitely going to need front floor pans, which I haven't looked into it. I don't know exactly what's available yet, but you can see we're soft here. I mean, I'm hoping maybe we can get a pan that goes right to this factory line here, because I think up here will be okay. So it'd be nice if we can just replace that front. So yeah, moving around it. Dash looks in good shape. As soon as we get back from here, this thing is, I know it's dark in here, but it's kind of incredible. The other thing I'm going to say, which is kind of cool about this, this is a 70-year-old car. A lot of the nuts and bolts, I was just taking out with hand tools. No problem. No torches, no impacts, just a ratchet. So, I work on 15-year-old trucks all the time that, bolts snap and it's all rusted together. So, this thing is pretty darn good. This is all good. This floor is all amazing. We are going to be tubbing this car, so it's going to have wheel tubs probably coming in, I don't know, yay far. But cross that bridge when we get to it. This spare tire well, now this is a separate piece that just slips into that inset in the trunk. Look at this thing. It is not rusted through. It's got a bunch of crappy old undercoating on there, but I am blown away at that, because these would typically hold water and rust out. But so yeah, as far as a starting point, this car is pretty awesome. So this body will be coming off the frame, but I'm not rushing into that. I would like to get all the metal work done along all the bottom and everything if I can before actually lifting it off the frame. And then I don't know exactly what we're doing for the wheel tubs and what width the rear end's going to be and all that stuff. So that'll be for later. What I might do next, so I'm probably going to put all this stuff away, just get it out of sight, out of mind for now. I'm going to start stripping this body. So probably what I will do is just machine sand all the big flat areas just with a big 8-inch and probably some 80 grit or 60 grit. Just take as much as I can off, and then it'll go outside and I'll finish it with a sandblaster, obviously around all the edges, in all the troughs, around the window, all of this will be sandblasted. So I'm hoping to strip this down, get it all sandblasted, and just put a quick coat of epoxy over the whole body. I think we're going to have a fair bit of pitting in some of this where it looks like it was stripped to metal at one time. Actually, this looks like it's got lead repairs right here, so I'll show you that when we get to it, but I suspect we'll have to melt lead out. But yeah, so that's where we're at. As I keep making a little progress, I'll bring you guys back to show you what we're working with. Well, it's the next day. Been doing a little stripping on the car. So, as you can see, we've got some bare metal happening. So far, no surprises. A few old repairs, nothing major at all. These big flat panels are super nice, which is awesome. Unfortunately, the roof is nasty. It's got a lot of damage, and it's, yeah, it's gonna need quite a bit of heating and shrinking and hammering and dollying and swearing and cussing and body filler and melting out some lead. Well, that's okay. I mean, overall, this car is pretty amazing. Like I showed you in the back, she's solid. So, I've only done this side, but I'm going to take advantage of this nice weather. As you can see out there, absolutely gorgeous for October. So I just went and picked up some sandblasting sand. Once the body is off the frame, then I'll finish all the other spots, and I would imagine we're going to be blasting a hole underneath the car. So I just wanted to get this started. Now, I am going to have to sandblast the roof. So as you can see, so all of this is actually rust. So this roof is in bad shape, but I mean, that's obviously, that stuff is surface, but it's going to put some pretty deep pitting in there. So I hope to just get everything lightly blasted, get the other side stripped, and then we'll just give this thing a light coat of epoxy primer, I'm thinking, just to seal everything up and to stop everything from flash rusting again. Or I may even just keep it open metal. I'm undecided. As we get into doing the metal work on the bottom, and once I re-sandblast everything else, maybe then just dust the whole outside again. Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. For now, I'm going to push this thing out in the sunshine and start doing some sandblasting. And I'll bring you guys back for a look in a bit. Well, as you can see, I've done a little stripping on the 52 sedan delivery. Yes, I said 52. Any of you guys that were in the comments about to correct me, I said 53 before, but I was corrected. Apparently 53, they went to a one-piece windshield, so this is a 52. So I didn't know that, but now I do. So as you can see, guys, I've got her all stripped. She's all stripped down. Done the first sandblast, so we've kind of exposed everything we're going to be looking for. Now, as you can see, I need to blast a little deeper to get all this rust out of here, but our windshield frame is good. I think I saw one pinhole so far, actually, right there, there's a little pinhole. Might be a couple more like that once I get all this rust out, but that is minor. So, I mean, no surprises on the bottom. I knew it's rusty down there. I've already ordered all the panels. I knew I was going to need front floor pans here. I actually ordered those this morning. I've cleaned up the dash and stuff a little bit. Now, our roof is in bad shape. It's got some major dents. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but this is what we call in the industry a duck pond. So, but I'm hoping once I work out this sharp one, it's going to pull some of this metal over and bring some of that up, but we'll get to that. These sides are awesome. You know, I'm not sure how far my panels are going to go that I've ordered. I won't know till I see them, but I've ordered pretty much panels for the bottom. Now you can see rusted through here, but this is in an easy one. I think I will just make that. But then getting back into here, so you can see this is probably the edge of the floor. There must be a seam or a brace there because we're rusted through right along there. But that's not major. You know, for 70 years old, this thing is pretty darn good. I've got another rust hole here that was filled with body filler at some point. This side's good. We're split a little bit in the lead, but that's no big deal. Now you can see actually where these cars were put together from the factory. I know the light's kind of bad over here, but you can see this lead seam goes all the way down. And then if you look inside the car, that's actually a separate panel. So a lot of this lead now, and I did confirm this with a bodyman friend of mine who is much more experienced than I am, but my thought, and he said it's fine, that if the lead is in good shape, I'm going to just do my epoxy primer and then I'll do my body work right over top of it. You know, basically he said if the lead is damaged or in bad shape, it needs to be melted out. So there are places, but for the most part, stuff like that's fine. I'm leaving that. You know, it's been fine for 70 years. It'll be fine for 70 more. I don't think I'm going to have to do a darn thing with any of the floor in the back, other than we're going to be cutting it out for wheel tubs, but that is yet to be determined. I don't know how far we'll go in this video because I'm only working on this car this week, and then next week I'm going to get back on the 70 Charger and do a bit of assembly and hopefully put the 4-link rear suspension in it. So anyway, I'll bring you guys back. We'll see how far we get on this. Well, I've been out front sandblasting on the body some more, so I've got a bunch more of that cut down. Still not finished, but I think I've got it to where I'm going to leave it for now. But I figured while I'd set up, I could bring these front doors in. I'm gonna run the big sander over these, take off as much as I can, and then I'll take these outside and sandblast the inners and probably some of the outside as well. So that'll be our next thing. I want to see how bad the bottoms are. I did put in a call to my supplier to see if we can get inner and outer lower doors for these. So hopefully we can get these pieces. Otherwise I'll be making them, which is not the end of the world, but nice when you can get pre-fabricated pieces. So I'm going to start stripping this down. Well, here's our front doors cleaned up. So, passenger side door, yeah, it's got dents and stuff, nothing major. As you can see, we're definitely rusted through on the bottom, but I expected all of that. That's easy stuff, that's no problem. The inner, a little ugly. I'm hoping I can get a bottom for these because, I mean, it'd be nicer to get a, like I said before, a prefabricated bottom rather than trying to make this stuff, but that's is what it is. Our driver's door, unfortunately, is quite a bit worse. It's, I mean, the rust is one thing, but this thing is really beat up, where it's been kind of cranked out hard here and smashed in here. It's got lots of cracks here and there. So this one is in pretty tough shape, and it's got a lot of dents too. And you see we're broken in here. I mean, that's all repairable, but it's a bad one there. So I think I might search for a better driver's door. So if anyone happens to know of anything, 52 sedan delivery. Pretty sure just a 52 sedan door will work, but I'll have to verify that. So that's where we're at with those. But yeah, the other thing on this driver's door, we've got all these punctures along the front here, which is strange. Unless maybe that was some old school body work, somebody trying to get through to work a dent out. And actually there is a big dent right there. So that might have been what that was from. So yeah, regardless, I think I'm gonna try and find a better driver's door. Fix this one if we have to. It's not the end of the world, but now, of course, the car, I mean, I already took you for a walk around that. All I really did now was just did a bunch more sandblasting, cleaned it up better and better. You know, these lower cab mounts here, body mounts, whatever you want to call them, this just blows me away that this is all perfect. You know, all this lower stuff, you just don't see that on these old cars. So stuff like that is pretty cool when you see that. You know, I took that interior or the firewall padding off. This was the firewall padding piece, and even that, aside from actually I think that tear came from taking it off. You know, I was trying to be super careful. You know, it's pretty cool that that's still in good shape. And look at these old school retainers that hold it in. They just compress, go through the hole, and then they open back up. And they're, yeah, they'll slice up your fingers trying to get them out. Not like the new plastic stuff, but that's pretty neat that those are still intact. So that is where we're at with that. I've cleaned up around the back a little more. But yeah, you saw all this. So I think I'm just gonna end this video here, guys. Just a quick one. Just kind of wanted to show you the start of the project, kind of what's involved. The main thing here is just getting everything cleaned up the best we can and figuring out exactly what we're going to need for parts. So just waiting to hear back from my guy to see if the floor pans are coming and to see what we can get for pieces to repair those the doors. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe if you want to see what comes next. Hopefully next time you see this, we're going to be doing metal work and putting all new metal along the bottom. So I will keep you posted, and you subscribe so you don't miss it. And thanks for watching. I hope you come back for the next video.